Alright, so here we are at the Hilton Da Nang, and fortunately the hotel has been quite generous in giving us a big upgrade from a standard king room, I believe it's called, to a king one bedroom suite with ocean view, which apparently is the biggest room here, so it's very exciting. You can actually see, if we look just quickly at the floor plan here, I'm not sure if it's too small, but you can see there's only 2 rooms on both ends that have this kind of floor plan, this layout, compared to some of the smaller rooms here. So yeah, let me show you what this room is all about. And the first thing I think you can see is it's quite spacious. And the nice part about this, even though it's a 1-bedroom suite, like you would expect different rooms, they kind of separated it with this kind of like slightly like transparent kind of wooden style. So it still feels like one really spacious room. I really like that. You can also see in terms of colors, they chose to have these like more like dark wooden colors and like these green elements. I think this looks super elegant, really lovely. The only downside is that, to be honest, with these kind of wooden floors, you can see quite a lot of scratches over time. That's probably why most hotels choose carpets, but still quite nice. So here you have a seating area. We even got a little fruit basket. That's, I think, my first for a Hilton, but super nice. We have a bit of a working space, and again, because you can see through to the bedroom, it's not as, like you're not sitting like right next against the wall. So I think that is a nice touch. For some reason, you have this absolutely massive couch. So if you like to have parties, you can sit at least 10 people here. Really cool. Unfortunately, even though we have the ocean view, we can't really show you the view right now because it's already dark outside. What you can see, maybe we will have some reflections here, but I can show you some other clips, is that there's a building right next to the Hilton to the right that has quite strong LED strips on at all times, which is a bit irritating, to say the least, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, the view though still is nice. I will play some clips that I will take during the day, so you can see that. Okay. Future Christian here. Just want to update you on the views, because yesterday night it was already too dark. So you can see it here. This is from the main kind of living room area here. So this is called the ocean view, and technically, if you see those high-rise buildings in the back there, technically behind that's the ocean, that's the beach. You also have this pretty big river that you can see here. Couple of things. This Hilton hotel is like in the second row of the street. I'm not sure if you can see it from here, but basically there is a little bit of a gap from between the street and the Hilton. And the problem is, you can see it with this hotel here, actually with this building. It's really close, and they will be able to look into your rooms. This is apparently going to be a Courtyard by Marriott hotel, so you will have people staying in there. So it's not as nice with the window here, with the big window. And actually, on the other side, so this is the bedroom window. This one is okay. I think there's not a lot of like privacy issues. I mean, people can still look in from here though, so that's not great. And then here on this other side, you also do have another building, which is for now quite empty, but probably not gonna stay like that forever. So yeah, really in terms of privacy, it's not that great. Unfortunately, I think that's a bit of a downside of this hotel. Okay, and then bedroom, pretty standard, pretty nice. You have the king room, of course. Again, I really like the colors also, and the way they light it up in this like warm, in this warm light. It looks really elegant. I really dig it. And you have a little couch here. So that's pretty much the room here. Really spacious, not much else to say. Let's check out the bathroom as well. That one is a bit of a, let's say, it doesn't quite fit the overall prestige feeling of the room. I think they had to make some sacrifices, and I guess it's in the bathroom. So yeah, if we have a look at the bathroom, technically you have 2 windows, but those are these kind of opaque ones. There's a building right next to it, so you can't really use them or open them. You do have a bathroom here. It's just that it's a bit enclosed here because you don't really have the windows. There is a lot of kind of dead space in this area. I feel like they just ran out of ideas of what to put here. So you can see, at least at this part, it's a lot of like empty room where, I don't know, they could have put probably a bench, but either way, you can see that the bathroom is quite spacious. You have a rain shower, you have a bathroom, a toilet, and you have two sinks and two mirrors and everything. So overall, absolutely decent. I think one thing, and I don't know if I'm being petty here, guys, so I want to hear your comments on this one, but what I never understood, and this is about the shower, is why people use, or why people actually set the shower doors in a way that you cannot use this towel in front of it. So when you open it, it kind of cleans it off. Am I being petty? I have no idea, but I don't understand why they do it. One thing I want to say actually about the shower, and that's like in general about the state of the hotel, is that you can see, for example, here with the shower, that some things get a bit loose. The hotel, the building might have been around for quite a while, and it shows in some parts. You can see it, for example, here also with this towel hanger where it kind of half falls off. It's not a big deal, and to be honest, the hotel is fairly cheap, or at least inexpensive. The cheapest rooms usually go for around $70 US, so it's by no means a big investment, but you can really see at a couple of levels within the room and somewhere also like outside in the hotel itself that it has seen some better days. But overall, really, really nice room. So let's see what the breakfast looks like, what the pool looks like, lounge, the usual. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to say is about the lights. I think this is also because the hotel is a bit of an older building, so the light switches, the whole system doesn't work very well. So you can see here, and excuse the mess, but you have only these three kind of switches and the master switch. So you cannot really control the lights very, very individually. So there's only like scenes you can toggle. But so there's not a scene where it's only your bedroom lights, for example, which is kind of weird. Coming to the breakfast, I think this is something that really speaks for the Hilton Da Nang. You can see that the setting is quite modern and stylish. Again, they have that kind of own design language, which I really appreciate. It's fairly open, spacious and bright, as you can see. And the food is really good. Now, of course, we are not speaking of quality levels of, let's say, Park Hyatt or Ritz-Carlton, but for what you pay, you really get a big offer of pretty delicious foods. And with the French history of the Vietnamese country, you have a lot of options for pastries especially. You get, of course, your pho and some other warm and hot local dishes, and also a lot of fresh juices, of course, and fruits, because this is very common in the region. And I think even the presentation just makes it very nice. The staff has been super friendly and accommodating. You get asked about your coffee wishes right up, and overall very happy with the breakfast. I cannot recommend it enough, especially for that price. If we're moving on then to the swimming pool, this one is not really blowing me away, to be honest. On the website it looked a lot bigger. They had some good angles to photograph the pool, but as you can see, we're on, I think, the third floor here, and it's not really big. It does the job, but don't expect to come here with your family for some nice, pool vacation. You can also see that this building here is right next to it and kind of covering the pool area, so it doesn't feel as nice. It feels very functional. It's nice to have, but don't expect too much out of the pool. It's also showing the age of the building. You see some chipped tiles and some wear and tear here and there. So, it's fine to have. It can get very hot in Vietnam, but don't expect to come here a lot during your stay. If you focus on that, maybe go to a beach resort instead. One thing to highlight though is the executive lounge, as you can see here. This one is, again, design-wise quite pretty. You can see these like yellow and blue colors. And I have to really highlight the staff here as well. They've been so happy to accommodate, to, you know, encourage you to try different foods and always have a signature cocktail that changes every day. So it just gives you a really nice atmosphere. While we were there, as you can see, it was always very empty, even during the times when they had the, you know, 1 or 2 hour food and alcoholic drinks time. So overall, it's a really nice place. You can see it here also view-wise. We are on the, I believe, 27th floor, so the view is quite good. And you can see that with some cold and warm dishes, there's quite a good selection here. I don't know if it's always enough to fully replace a dinner meal, but I think if you're not too picky, you definitely can have that. And also as a nice addition, you can see here that they are having some fresh juices as well. The mango juice I tried was really delicious. So overall, yeah, I'm really happy with the lounge situation. It does the job in a very good way. So it's nice to spend some time there. All right, so let me just kind of, you know, summarize everything about the Hilton. This has really been one of the first properties where I haven't been as happy with, which is strange because most of the individual parts I actually liked. The hotel design inside is fairly nice. The breakfast was quite good and you know, very extensive, and they gave us the biggest room they had, plus the lounge, of course. The food was also quite nice. The staff was super friendly, and they had always like a daily special cocktail that they would offer. However, I think in hindsight, there's a couple of points that really stood out to me in a negative way. One was, and that one is a bit of a smaller one and also a bit of a foreseeable one, I think it makes sense to actually go for a hotel that's at the beach, more of a resort type or closer to Hoi An. Da Nang itself is not the most interesting city, I would say. There are a couple of things to do, but I felt like the location of the Hilton specifically was a bit limiting, especially if you wanted to walk, because it was kind of enclosed by quite big streets. It was not optimal, I guess. But that one, not a big thing, and I think, you know, it was to be expected. So the bigger item for me was, one, the hotel was already a bit older, and you could really see it at the pool area, where it just felt like it has seen better times. The building has been around for quite a while. And also in our room, where you could see really the wooden flooring kind of having a lot of scratches and chip marks. If you put it in perspective to what we paid, which was around, I believe, $60 to $70 a night, it's absolutely fine. Like, the value is still good. But for me, in hindsight at least, I would have maybe or should have considered going to another property more at the beachside, I think. Unfortunately, Hilton doesn't really have any other properties there. So it's really only the Hilton Da Nang that you can find in this area. I saw that they are building a crazy amount of hotels at the beachside between Da Nang and Hoi An, with pretty much every brand you can think of being represented. So I believe in a year or two that should be very different, but Hiltons themselves, there's only this one. Unfortunately, not really a beach hotel, it's more of a city hotel. For me, the main point of why I did not enjoy my stay as much was that the room just didn't give me a lot of privacy because it is enclosed by these two buildings. So you have basically any of the windows of this massive room having like a direct view from the two other buildings. One is, I believe, more of a residential building, and the other one is supposed to be a Courtyard by Marriott. At the time, I believe it wasn't open yet, but I'm sure it will open soon. It looked fairly furnished already inside. But so that feels a bit weird because, I mean, maybe that's just me, I don't know, but I don't like when people can look into my hotel room, and so I feel the need to at least have these light curtains always closed, but then I want to enjoy the view. Of course, you have technically the view of Da Nang and also the ocean a bit further away. So that one was a bit of a mixed bag. Overall, for the value, it really is fine. I think here you have to decide what you prefer. Is it more of a city hotel, more of a beach hotel? And in terms of the good parts, I really have to highlight the staff. They really helped us out. We had to also organize a PCR test for returning to Japan, and we wanted to rent a scooter, and they helped us out with that very easily. So everything in terms of the service was really, really good. I have to highlight that. But overall, I believe I would choose a different hotel or location if I came back. But yes, as I mentioned, for $70 a night, not the end of the world. It was still a good stay, but keep that in mind. If you're independent of any hotel status, then just see what gives you the best value. And if you have a Hilton status and nothing else, and you're very focused on that like me, unfortunately, then maybe it might still make sense to stay at the Hilton Da Nang. Just know what to expect, and I hope the review helped a bit with that one. So yeah, that's about it from my end. Let me know what you think. I also have a review about the Intercontinental Saigon in Ho Chi Minh City. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it somewhere or put it in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. So cheers.